Love Your Neighbor really takes some of the best pieces of Meet the Need and some new pieces that we created to allow volunteers from a church or from an organization to be able to go to your website, and it looks like your website, to see needs that have been posted by neighborhood leaders and by neighborhood in the platform on a map view. And that really the unique part of Love Your Neighbor is the map view part of that. If you go into Meet the Need, you've got a calendar view and a list view, but the map view is what makes Love Your Neighbor stand out more. And so you can see the neighborhoods that are being created and those needs that are being posted by each neighborhood leader. We created Love Your Neighbor as a response to COVID. But I mean, really, it's going to be used beyond COVID because you want to get to know your neighbors and connect with them and find needs that they have and help to meet those needs through your church in order to help to build relationships with your neighbors and to hopefully, be able to share Christ with them as needs are being met, especially if they're seeing your church come together to help meet their need. Maybe someone has a need for a ramp to be built, a wheelchair ramp or something into their home, or maybe they just simply need some food delivered or a ride to a doctor's appointment. Maybe it's an elderly lady a couple doors down and she doesn't have any family in town, or maybe it's just delivering items because, you're social distancing, you don't want to get too close. It just depends on what area you're in and what that is, but you can, go deliver food to her and create that bond and relationship. But really, COVID was the spur of Love Your Neighbor, but it's definitely not the end of Love Your Neighbor as we start to see COVID change and even hopefully weaken and go away at some point. But we don't expect to see Love Your Neighbor go away. We built it for the pastors and church admins of churches primarily, to where they could empower neighborhood leaders. The church shares a link with leaders that would be posting needs, and then shares a link with church members to be looking at needs and meeting those needs. And all the while, the church, or I think I set you guys up as a church just so that you have the right access, but you can see what's happening, in those neighborhoods and by those church members and help make those connections. It's available on your dashboard. You guys know that. You can learn more. There's that video, Gary, that you're in. If you go to our website, we have our free solution to mobilize the church during COVID. That video right there has your testimony on it. So if you guys want to go watch, Gary be a star, he's on that.
Yeah, they don't want to watch that, I'm sure.
They see enough of you, I'm sure.
They do.
So what we tell our churches, or Love KC in this case, how to get started is if you go to your Meet the Need dashboard, or actually you can go to meettheneed.org/love your neighbor. So even if a church hasn't signed up yet, this is how you could tell them to go and join. But if you go to Love Your Neighbor, there's 3 different sets of instructions there. If you're a church administrator, here's the steps that you can take. If you're a neighborhood leader, here's what needs to happen. If you're a church member, here's what you can do, and here's the steps you can take. So all of that is on the Love Your Neighbor page. So that's a good kind of landing directional page for you. As an administrator, whether it be through Love KC or through a church, you guys have already registered. So I'll skip that. But when you go to your Love KC dashboard, if you click on the Love Your Neighbor button, you get a page. It doesn't say 1, 2, 3, I don't think, or maybe it does. It's just small numbers, but it has 1, 2, 3 things that you get. You get a neighborhood link, which this is a link that you share. I'll actually read what it says. It says, share this link with leaders so that they can register their neighborhoods and begin posting needs. So if you want to empower more people to be posting needs through the neighborhoods, share this neighborhood link with them. And as those neighborhoods register, they will fall underneath of Love KC. Okay, so this is your unique link for, let me back up, from Love KC. So anybody who registers through that, you'll have access to see their activity.
Okay, good.
And then once those neighborhood leaders are registered and you guys approve them, they can start posting needs. And then what you'll want to do is share this link, the second one, it's the map link, so that volunteers or church members, depending on who you're sharing with, can see what those needs are on the map. But this is the link you'll put on the website for volunteers to be able to go and see those needs. And you don't have to just share it on your website. You can put it in Facebook posts and Twitter and Instagram. You want to really advertise needs in as many places as you can, because it's not sharing. You don't put in like your neighbor's name and phone number and address. It's confidential information. So you're not sharing anything that you have to worry about, security, from a security matter. So you want to share those needs, that map link, in as many places as you can. The third step is accessing your reports, which on your dashboard, anything that's being posted through these neighborhood leaders and through their neighborhoods are on your aggregate report, which I think might be next. No, that's just showing the map of needs. Here's the aggregate report where you can go into if you go into Love Casey's dashboard, view volunteer needs report, there's an aggregate report there that shows, and you'll see, Tim, that's where I saw the neighborhoods that you had posted, those test ones. You'll see a list of the neighborhoods that you posted. Love KC has access to all the neighborhoods, and you can go and manage any of them at any time. And just as you saw with Mark, he's automatically connected to you guys. You guys don't have to go. All you got to do is approve him. Once he's approved, it's already connected. He's connected to you. This is what Mark went through to register as a neighborhood leader. It was really quick. It was just one form page, agreed to an agreement, and then he had access to the dashboard to start posting needs. This is what the neighborhood leader sees, just like I showed you guys. They get a 1 through 5 kind of steps of what to do, but the link that they get is that map link. And so we actually have a document that's in that page that tells them how to gather, or gives them creative ways on how to gather needs. Be looking for emotional needs, spiritual needs, educational, medical, financial needs, and how to interact. Just some ideas of how to interact with your neighbors in case people need a little more guidance in that.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I got that in my email today.
Yeah, especially with the social distancing things going on, we try to be more sensitive in our ideas of how to gather needs, keeping in mind COVID and social distancing. And then the neighborhood leader posting needs, this is how you would do. You just go into post needs, pick your category, subcategory, and fill out the form. And then that need will be live on the map link that everyone has. And then,
Tonya,
of course,
Tonya, when Belinda or someone else is posting needs online, like through our social media, is that one, the one that was under number 2, that link, that's the link she should post, so people could just go click that link and they would see
Correct.
it?
That's the map. Well, that will be a link to the map, so they'll get a link to all needs. If you want to highlight just one specific need in a post, which you can do, if you just click a little further into that need, you can grab that URL and use it.
Okay.
So you might want to say, hey, here's one particular need we need you guys to help out with, and put a link directly to that one need. Or you could use the map and say, here's a link to all the needs that we have.
Okay.
And then, of course, one of the neighborhood leaders' kind of roles or responsibilities is helping to coordinate delivery, especially if you have neighbors where COVID is an issue and you need to social distance. You don't want 5 volunteers showing up at their house trying to deliver items or to help them out, and they don't know who these people are. They're strangers. And so we've set up Love Your Neighbor to where there aren't any addresses that are exchanged within the platform. It all happens through the neighborhood leader to help to be that centralized contact and really cut down on the contact with whoever's needing help. We also have through Love Your Neighbor a way, if you're on the search page as a volunteer and you don't see something that you can go and meet right away, maybe you have some items in your garage or a service that you could offer. Maybe you're willing to be a tutor, but there's not any tutoring needs on there. You're able to go in and actually post an offer as a volunteer, and that offer isn't shared publicly. It's not going to show up in that map link. It's actually shared with administrators in the area through the churches and through organizations that have joined. and through the neighborhood leaders, to where they can check offers and see what offers are being offered in that area. So maybe, someone's offering, well, in this case, I think on the screen it says they're offering a car or a DVD player or something, but they're able to, you're able to connect then with those offers and who's offering them, and make the connection with the neighbor that you think might need that item. Because maybe you had a conversation with someone and they mentioned they needed a car, but you didn't post that need for a car. But then you go on and look at offers. Wait, I remember having a conversation last month with someone that they were needing a car, and now here's someone offering a car. Let's see if we can connect the two of them. And so as a neighborhood leader, you really become that linchpin and that connector, because not every conversation you have are you going to post every single thing that someone says. You're probably going to post one thing here or there, but keeping that in the back of your mind, you can always go and look at offers and be able to see what offers are being made in the area.
So the offers are zone specific?
Yes. Yeah, it's within, like here it says 3 offers found within 50 miles. You can actually go in and change and say, well, show me the offers within 5 miles or 10 miles. But I think the default's 50.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the neighborhood leader has a lot of reporting that they can see as well. If they want to get into the details, a list of what all the needs that they've posted, all the commitments that have been made. If they need to go back and contact someone that may be committed to a need, and connect with them, you can do that. All your data is stored. Nothing can be deleted. So there's always information there. You can even go in and look and see, well, what kinds of needs are people actually meeting, of my neighbors. And there's a pie chart of the categories of needs. How many hours have people put in helping, or how many items have they given? You have all the reporting at your fingertips as the neighborhood leader. And then, of course, that rolls up too, as a church, as Love KC, you have the same reporting.
Where do they fill out that form, Tonya? Like, let's say that Mark meets a need. Is there a post-meeting that need? Is there a place where he goes and fills out a form that says, I met the need and it took me 3 hours. I had to prepare something or go buy it, and then I had to deliver it.
Yeah, but the reminder emails that he gets that says, hey, don't forget to complete your need.
Okay.
Those emails go out automatically at 21 days, 7 days, and 1 day prior to the need by date. So in that email, it says, hey, click here and go in and complete. Let us know you actually did it. And so they can go in and complete the need. They can put in how many hours it took them, or how many items they actually gave, because it might be different from when the need was actually posted and they committed to it. They might have done some more. So they can actually track that, and you can see that the need has been completed. And if I'm not mistaken, I know we just added this feature as a customization for another organization, but I think we did it system wide. I think they can even upload pictures of, if they wanted to take a picture and put in there and give a test. I know they can give a testimonial of how it went when they completed the need, but they can even put in pictures, and you guys in your exported reports can see those pictures and even use them in social media posts. Hey, look what one of our members, one of our volunteers did, and how it went. Of course, we ask them when they take pictures to be, dignified in what they're taking.
Right.
Maybe you don't show the face of the person, but maybe just show, the items that you gave or something. But be dignified, and I'm sure you guys are training your volunteers to do the same thing. When you guys are meeting with them. All right.
If an individual approaches me with a need and then turns around without my knowledge, and approaches a church that they attend in the Olathe area. Now, if that church posts the need and meet the need, is there any tie between where they're working and what I'm working?
It's not necessarily going to tie the two together, because it would if you were using Meet the Need in our shared case management module, because you'd be entering in the family's information, and it would notice, hey, wait a minute, there's a duplicate. This family's been put in here before. But with Love Your Neighbor, there's not really a way for us to see if that duplicate is in there, because you're not entering the family information. We're trying to keep that confidentiality and security and going through the neighborhood leaders. So, I mean, you can always go into the map mark at any time and see what needs are being posted and
Right.
go, oh, someone posted a need for a car for someone in this zip code. I wonder if that might be the same person that, I'm looking at posting a car for. So it will, you can see those needs and kind of looking for yourself to see if something's been posted. Especially as you're getting up and going with Love Your Neighbor, you're not going to see a lot of that duplication happening at first, but you're correct. As more, as hundreds of needs are being put in there and hundreds of families are being helped, you may start to see some duplication of that. But you can always look at the needs before you post them to see if there's something similar already in there.
Okay.
And two, when you go to look at that map, you can even narrow it down. Over here on the left, there's the type. So you can say, show me needs related to items and automobiles. I'm just using, that's a big item you would put in there, but you can see if there's any other needs posted in there for automobiles specifically and really narrow that down if you want to find specific things. Or show me all the needs that have been posted related to volunteering and being a mentor or being a tutor, and really narrow down on the map. So you don't have to look through, the entire list of needs. You can narrow it down to what you're looking for. All right. And then church members or volunteers, their steps are really easy. They go to the map. They, just like we saw a few minutes ago, they find a neighborhood, they see the needs, they see the list of needs, they commit to it, they do a quick registration. It's their name, address, phone number, and a password, email. And then they get a confirmation page and an email, and then they get those reminder emails that I mentioned earlier to go in and complete those needs. So searching is real easy through the map, through a list view. They commit. It's a quick form that they fill out when they first register, but then after that, they just put in their login and password. And then the church member coordinates delivery with the neighborhood leader. They receive the reminder emails, and they can go and share that map and share needs as well, through their platform or through their, social media or emails or however they want to. And then this is where I talked about earlier, where if they don't see a need that they can meet, they can post an offer. So this slide tells them, go down here to post an offer. It's a quick, easy form to post it. And then this goes back to, all the core platform of Meet the Need that I talked about at the beginning of our conversation. So